Begin on your backs. Have your block nearby, please. Yep. Yep. Here. There you go. Yep. Anyone need more? We'll pass them forward. It's like an assembly line. Start on your backs with your feet together and your knees apart. Have your block nearby. Yep. Soles of the feet come together, knees flop apart. If your neighbor's nearby, you may just need to stagger a little bit. You can have one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. You can have your palms facing open. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong with any of this stuff. You have to really listen to how your body feels today. There's proper alignment, which is what we'll bust you on. But besides that, as long as you're breathing and moving, do what feels right in your body and your mind today. Just connect. So whatever you have on your to-do list today, just push it to the side of the mat. I promise it will still be there when you finish this. But allow yourself the next 60 minutes to just be present, just be free, and be here for yourself. Connect to Ujjayi breathing. Inhale through your nose, through the back of the throat. The exhale is also through the nose, through the back of the throat, which could be a little tricky for some of us. Don't get so caught up on it. You have to breathe, so let the breathing just kind of roll. At any point during today's practice, you need to take a break, please do so. So blink the eyes open, keep the feet and the legs the way that they are if you can, okay? And we're just gonna do a little Pilates roll up here. It's kind of like a small isometric movement. So reach your arms forward, all the way forward towards the front of the room. And if this doesn't feel good for your neck, you could just place your hands behind your head. But this is not a neck exercise, it's an abdominal exercise. So you're just gonna kind of pull yourself up on the exhale breath and pause. So it's a small movement. Now, as you come up on this exhale breath, your lower back should be pressing into the mat and anchor your feet together. Exhale, let it go. So just gonna do this a bunch of times just to activate. So pull up on the exhale, crunch up. Your neck is neutral, which means I would recommend your gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, let it go. So as you roll back down, you breathe in, and then on the exhale breath, you pull it back up. Exhale, let it go. Pull it up again. So just moving and feeling and activating the center line of your body, the core muscles, lower back stays down. Some of you want out pretty bad. Let it go. Yep. 2 more. Pull it up. Just reach, not with your neck, with your core. So look up towards the sky. There you go. Let it go. Good. 1 more. Pull it up. Feel. Let that go. Take your block now. Take your feet flat on the ground like a little baby bridge, like you're setting up for bridge. So fingertips skim the backs of your heels. Shove your block in between your thighs. If you have the softer block, it's definitely going to be a little bit more comfortable, but we can make it work. Robot your arms for me. So your arms are alongside your body, palms face one another. You're going to press the back of the triceps into the mat. You're going to squeeze the block and lift up into a baby bridge. The length comes from the tailbone to the back of the knees. I want you to hug the block the whole time. Good. Lower the tailbone down on the ground. Keep squeezing the block. So then you're going to pull your arms forward and you're going to Pilates roll up just like you did, but keeping the lower back down on the mat. So keep your lower back, Allie, down on the mat and pulse up and squeeze the block. There you go. Now keep the lift here of the upper shoulders, the neck. And keep squeezing the block, and you're gonna lift your legs holding the block any angle that works for you. So straight up to a 90-degree angle will be a little less complicated. A little bit more forward on an angle is gonna be a little more intense. Lower back spreads, neck stays neutral. Good, you're gonna keep squeezing the block for the entire exercise. Rebend the legs, take the feet back down to that baby bridge. Lift your shoulders and your upper body up a little bit higher. Exhale, let it go. When you hit the mat, robot your arms and lift up to a baby bridge. So it's going to be this movement a bunch of times. We're moving slow, which is hard for a lot of us. Exhale, lower your lower back down on the mat. Hug the block. Reach your arms forward and pull your shoulders and your upper back a little bit up off the mat, lower back stays down, very grounded. Keep holding the block in between your thighs. You lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Keep the back of the shoulders and the neck nice and neutral. So I keep that neck very long so you're not crunching. There you go. Rebend the legs, feet go flat, hug the block down, lift up higher, exhale the breath, let it go. Okay. Some of you are 10 steps ahead, so slow it down. So you're going to lift your tailbone up, baby bridge. Start with that. Baby bridge, back of the triceps. This creates the space that you need so you could do the exercise properly. Lower back down with your tailbone. Keep hugging the block. Reach your arms forward. Lift your shoulders and your neck so you're in a baby crunch. Keep squeezing the block. Lift the legs on an angle. Good. Rebend the legs. Bring the feet back down to the mat. Lift yourself up higher. Squeeze the core muscles. Exhale, let it go. Baby bridge. Triceps press. Feet stay grounded. Lift up. Good. Lower back down. Keep hugging the block. Once the tailbone hits the ground, the arms reach forward and you crunch up and you pause in the crunch. Keep squeezing the block. Then lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Good. Rebend the legs. The feet stay grounded. You lift higher in the crunch. Exhale, let it go. One more. Back of the triceps lift. Baby bridge to start. Squeeze the blocks to create the space that you need so this really can make it count. Lower the tailbone. Once the tailbone hits the mat, arms reach forward, feet stay bent, and legs stay bent. Reach forward. Good. Lift your legs on an angle that works for you, but I need you to pause here. Squeeze the block. Lower your heels and tap them to the ground. Gotcha. Lower the heels and tap them to the ground. So the legs are still straight out. Lower them down. Lower them down. There you go. Then lift them back up. There you go. Now you got it. Rebend the legs, feet go flat, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. You're like, I'm thinking this is good. She's going to be out of commission for 6 weeks. Give your knees a nice squeeze, remove the block, rock and roll a few times for me, and just come up to a tabletop position to start. So stack yourself up in a tabletop. Yep. Stack your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Stack your knees directly underneath your hips. Your feet can be on the ground. I like the toes curled. Sink the spine down and look forward. Just a few basic movements. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Good, just like that. Inhale, sinking and looking forward. We all move different. You don't have to be on the same beat. Exhale, round and look in. One more, sinking down and looking forward. Exhale, rounding and looking in. Great. Come to a flat back tabletop position. This is neutral. Slide your right leg back so you're in like a half little plank position. Look forward with your eyes. Slide your left leg back to meet it. So now you're in plank. You're in plank position and you're holding. And if you're here and you're like, okay, I'm not into this today, you can always drop your knees down and support the posture with the knees down for all of the plank positions. Not a problem. You're breathing, because if you're holding your breath, it starts to get a little ugly. So Dana, look forward with your eyes for me, and then soften the space between the two shoulder blades, and that's gonna make you feel like you're bringing your chest forward. There you go. That's gonna help with the breath. Feel the ground. Hold. So your core is activated. It's strong. It's holding you up, as is the breath. Your outer triceps are gripping in, and you're bringing more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. So you find your sweet spot right here for your downward facing dog, okay? Your hands are about the width of the mat. A little bit closer in is generally better. Index fingers are forward, creases of the wrist are forward. And it's good to check it out, sorry. Didn't need to walk into you. You breathe your hips way up off your shoulders. If you feel like your shoulders are dumping way down, yeah. Soften as much as you need behind your knees. Yeah, spread the toes wide. And like an ocean wave, roll forward to plank. All the way forward in one piece. Look forward with your eyes. Halfway to a push-up that works for you. So you can support the push-up by dropping your knees. You can lower halfway. You can take a micro movement. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. One more time. Plank, roll forward. You guys seem super stoked. Yeah, halfway to a push-up. Modify if it feels better for you. Nice job. Re-straighten plank. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Walk your feet there this morning. You can take 10 steps. You can take 2. You can float. Once you arrive, feet can be together or a little separated. Long spine on the inhale. If the hands don't make it to the ground, this is a big one. Hands can rest on your shins. Yes, exhale, fold. Let your head go. Try that again. Inhale, long spine. Create some space. Hands can press into your shins. Arms are straight. Exhale, fold into yourself. Let your head go. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Anchor. Drag your hands to prayer and drop your arms. From the top of the mat, arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. You bend your knees as much as you need anytime you forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Step, step to plank. Even if you're feeling spunky, just step, step, plank position. Once you arrive in plank, lower halfway to your push-up. Look, if you're nursing an injury or the push-ups don't work for you, just take them out. Drag yourself through a back bend of choice. Same with this, up dog, baby cobra. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Your arms stay straight. You want to look where you want to land. Step or float your feet to the top of the mat. Get there light. Long spine, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold. Let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. So when I say root to rise, that just means stand up. Right, if you're new to my class. Yep, drag the hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Sometimes it's good to get a little like insider info. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare yourself. You could stick with the stepping. You could float to a low push-up chaturanga. I don't know how you feel. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing. The rule of thumb with this stuff is to just move as slow as you can, which is hard for 99% of us. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, get there light. Long spine. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up, we keep going. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. Step, step, float to a low push-up chaturanga if you're hopping. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Good, spread your palms, they're your anchor, your hands, your thumbs, your index fingers, your baby fingers. Arms stay straight, look where you want to land. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms, getting the cobwebs out. Arms go up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let the head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. Step or float, vinyasa of choice. Sub out the up dog for baby cobra, if that feels better. Nice. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe your right leg up and back. I know it's tight in here, so if you're in the back row, just be careful of the ledge behind you. Right leg just comes up and back. Keep the pelvis neutral, which means that your hips stay squared off towards the mat. Come forward to plank and hug your right knee in towards your navel. Activate your center line. Arms are straight up and down. Yeah, and you want to look forward a little with your eyes. Look to the front edge of your mouth. It's kind of like a good little sweet spot. Step your right foot all the way forward towards your right wrist. Come to your fingertips. Make sure your stance is long enough, wide enough. Joe, walk your right foot a little to the right. You got it. Your right knee, guys, tracks directly over your right ankle. It's really good to check in with that alignment. Activate your back leg, grip your right hip in, and then float up to a crescent lunge. So as you come up to crescent, come up mindfully. If your lower back feels tight, you may want to soften your back left knee a little bit. Your right thigh bone slides back into the hip socket. Your side ribs stay long, and your arms are energized towards the sky. Pick a dristi. That's just your focus, something that's not moving. Yeah. Reconnect with your breath. Yeah. So listen, having a little fun today. This doesn't need to be perfect. From this position, you're going to step up into a tree. Your right leg will be the balancing leg. Your left leg will be the tree. So you can use your left hand to encourage that leg up into the inner part of your right leg. There you go. And then regrow your branches. Doesn't have to be perfect. Fix your eyes. The trick with trees to grip your outer hips in, it's like a ledge. Draw the navel to the back of the spine. Your side ribs lengthen. And you anchor to elevate. Your breath is neutralizing you. Yeah. So tap into it if you feel a little all over the place. Your arms stay up just as they are. Your right leg stays grounded. Your left leg steps back to warrior one. Try your best. Most of you practice. You could just find it. Yep. Warrior one. If it doesn't feel perfect, that's fine. Dump it. Dump the idea. Left rib spin forward. Your back foot on a pretty intense turn. So it's pressing firm into the mat. Looks good. Neck is neutral. Sit a little deeper into that front thigh. Yeah. Hands to frame your front foot, plank position. Choose to hold plank or choose to hold push-up chaturanga, either one or both options to pick something. If you chose the push-up, revisit plank. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe your left leg up and back. So when you lift the leg, try not to fling it up into space. Use the strength of the leg, the power from the inner thigh. Yeah. Feel your outer hips hug in. Feel your triceps grip in. Then with that motion, just come forward plank and hug your left knee towards your navel. You squeeze it in and up. If lower back or something's feeling sensitive, just keep your hips a little higher. Your arms are straight up and down. I would recommend your gaze, your dristi looking forward. It looks great. I like this. Cute. Yeah. Keep looking forward. Land your left foot forward and through. Yeah. Find the sweet spot for the crescent. Grip the hips in. You know where we're going. Rise up. Crescent lunge. If you see that the eyes of your hips are kind of dumping down, right, if you can see yourself in the mirror, soften that back knee to bring those hip points a little more forward. You got it. Make sure the stance is long enough, it's wide enough, it has enough kind of amp there. Yeah. The breath is free flowing. Good. So the power is going to be in that step up when you take your right leg up into tree. Give it a whirl. Yeah. Have a little fun with it. You got it. Once the foot finds its spot that it could be secure, then you regrow those branches of the trees. Connect. Soften the shoulders down the back, hug the outer hips in. And if you fall, you fall. You try again. If you can't fall here, then where can you fall? Stay with it. Couple more. Good. Keep those arms up. Stay engaged. Take a giant step back. Warrior one, first warrior. And then see if you can land your foot in that spot so you could really find a nice first warrior. Side ribs long. Spin your right ribs forward. The back right foot presses firm. You're pretty heavy in that front thigh, so you could sit deep. Neck is neutral. Hands to frame your front foot, find a plank. When you hit plank, take a slow-mo push-up, chaturanga. Then drag yourself to back bend of choice, up dog, cobra, even through your hands, the tops of your feet, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Get there light. Long spine, fold into yourself. Heavy in your heels for your first big bad chair pose. I won't miss this for 6 months. Yeah. The doctor's like, you can't bendage your knee. I'm like, that's great. I don't have to do chair pose. Yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to sit on the toilet, but chair pose that's okay. Great. So weights back in your heels. Perfect. Now use this energy to shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Okay. So from the top, get a little excited. Arms go up towards the sky. Sit heavy in your heels for chair. When you sit, stick your butt way back so that weight transfers. Then dive over bent legs, always over bent legs. Long spine to set you up, step or float through your version of a vinyasa. So if you're newer to the practice, that's plank to chaturanga, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. The right foot lands, we're building a little momentum, back foot turns, rise first warrior. And we all move a little different, so it's fine. Hands come back down to frame your front foot through a vinyasa. If you're taking them out, you just go to dog and hold. Smooth transitions are key. When you get to your down dog, the left foot lands on your beat, warrior one. Nice big juicy stance, and then come up. Back down we go through vinyasa. If you're enjoying the push-ups, maybe hold the push-up for an extra breath, then take it through the back bend. Hips go up and back, down dog. When you get to your down dog, you catch your breath. The arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step, step, float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine on the end. Exhale, fold. Heavy in your heels for chair. Weight moves back. There's always a natural little curve to that low back, so don't try and straighten your back. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. From the top, arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels, chair. Make it kind of cathartic if you can. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare yourself, step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Press even through hands, tops of feet. Hips go up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. Warrior one. You're not in a rush. Hands back down, chaturanga. It's good to be reminded of that. Yes. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns, rise. If that's one thing to be reminded of in your practice, that's a good thing. Slow it down. Chaturanga. Yeah. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Pause in the dog. We all regroup. We come together. The arms stay straight. Look where we want to land. Step or float, top of mat. It's never for long, guys. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair. You just hit it strong. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Keep going with it. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels. You sit way back. Chair. These look great. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Let the head go. Long spine. Set it up. Step or float. Vinyasa. When you're ready, the right foot lands. The back foot turns. Rise. Warrior one. To the floor we go, chaturanga. If I'm moving faster or slower, that is fine. Go on your own breath. When you get to your dog, the left foot lands. Warrior one, left side. Keep it going, guys. Chaturanga. Take it down. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, land light. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Chair pose again, sit deep. Drag the hands to prayer this time. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, twist towards the right. If you're not twisting because it doesn't feel good in your low back, you can air twist, which would just mean you stay upright a little more. Yes. The importance here is that your feet, your shins, your knees, your hips are all aligned. Spine stays long. Open up your arms if you want more, or just stay as you are. The elbow points towards the sky. You okay? Good. Yeah, you had a moment. You were going to the dark side. Yeah. Your breath is through the back of your throat, through your nose, just reminding you of little things. Try not to struggle any more than you need to. Chair, pull it around, heavy in your heels. Recommit right here. Drag the hands back to prayer. Inhale your breath, hook and twist towards the left now. So your right elbow, yep, hooks to the outside of that left thigh area or floats in space. Two knees line up. It's good to look down and check in with your alignment. It is your body, so check in with it. Spine stays long. If you opened your arms on the right, you're going to open the arms on the left. Just try and stay consistent. Nice. Your breath is flowing. Stay with it, guys. You got this. Weight stays back in your heels. Chair, pull it around. So sit deeper in chair because there's power here. Sit deeper in chair. Sit so much that you hit the floor into a boat navasana. I like taking boat navasana with bent legs. You can also rest your hands on the ground. You can kind of claw the mat with your hands out in front of you, or arms forward or arms up. Is going to be a little bit more intense. Eyes of your shoulders lift, so you're not in your lower back. Good. You're going to lower to a low boat. So that's just a hovering version of this. If the legs need to be up at a 90-degree angle because lower back is sensitive, please do that. Lower back spreads, neck stays neutral. You got it. Knees can have a little bend if they need to be. Yeah. Everyone always thinks their legs have to be straight. So let's row the boat and pull it up. Boat Navasana. Oh boy. It's okay, guys. I have no judgment. Yes. Lower down. Pull it up. Navasana boat. You got it. Lower down. Hovering boat. Boat Navasana. Pull it up. Good. Cross the ankle, step or float. Vinyasa. Yeah, if it's more like a curl, that's cool. Up dog pulls you back. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Yeah. Come forward, hug your knee straight into the center line of your body. Squeeze tight. Step the right foot forward and through. Anchor your back foot to a warrior two stance and cartwheel open. Yeah. Your hips are going to be open now towards the mirrored walls. Sounds very Jersey when I say that. Yeah. Wrap your inner right thigh open. Make sure your stance is big enough always. Your right knee tracks over right ankle. Your back arm and your front arm are even in the center line of your body. Yeah. And then you can close your eyes and just feel your way through the process, the pose, the asana. Yeah. Side ribs are long. Jody, take a bigger step, a little bit bigger, and then turn your back toes a little more towards the mirror, and you'll be in good shape. Yeah, you want to lengthen your tailbone, guys, like you're sitting in squat pose. Nice, Alan. Soften shoulders down the back and ride it out. In the moments that you can be still, there's power, right? There's growth. So allow it in. Hanging on a little longer. Wrap your inner right thigh open. That means roll it to the outside of your right baby toe so you have proper alignment. Sit deeper, guys. Reach out and place your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Use a block or maybe opt for the arm on the top of the thigh for that variation. That's just the modified version. If you can't reach the floor, then a block is great, any height. Let's go outside a foot though today, not inside, because it's going to work the outer hip a little more. Your top arm can be straight up. It can be up and forward. It's going to create a little bit more of a side body opening. Yeah. What we don't want is our right shoulder jumping down. So we want to lengthen. Grip your right hip in and turn your bottom ribs. So your right ribs turn towards the sky, towards the ceiling. If your left arm is reaching and it's in front of your face, it was a good try. Just have the arm straight up towards the sky then. Yeah, so if it's in front of your face, it's not the best alignment. Yeah, it's like a bow, it's like an arrow. Awesome, stay with it. Turn your back toes in a tiny bit, and I think you're gonna have a little bit more comfort. Looks good. Make sure your whole right hand isn't like smushed onto that block. Yeah. You could fist the hand too. I like tented fingers. You're staying longer. Yeah. You're feeling all sorts of stuff. It's kind of neat to feel. It's really neat to feel or not feel. Pull yourself up, warrior two. Warrior two. It never gets old. You do this one stupid posture and you hold it And it's like, it baffles you every time. Circle it to the floor, hit a plank, and lean on your left hand for a Vashisthasana. Your favorite one, that's a side plank. I'll throw out a couple options. Your bottom knee can drop, your forearm can drop. I like it with the straight arm. You can stagger your feet. You can go into a tree. Stay with it. Your two hips on top of one another. Yeah. Your breath is flowing. Plank position slow. I've never seen people get out of that so fast. Halfway to a push-up, you can. Up dog is smooth. Back to a push-up because you can. I think I got 3 of you that are going to do that. Yeah, plank position. That was good. That was more than 3. You beat the odds. Downward facing dog. So the left leg, you breathe it up and back to a 3-legged down dog. Don't fling it up, guys. Just lift from the inner thigh. Do it slow. Come forward and hug your left knee in and up. Look forward with your eyes, land your left foot forward, smack in between your hands, turn your back foot on a strong angle, and up we come, warrior 2. Circle up like a windmill. You guys look good. Yeah. Soften the shoulders. Always look at your feet. Make sure your left foot is forward, your back toe is on a little angle. Your feet kind of line up so they're not all over the place. It's like the basic stuff. It's good to check in. And then close your eyes and just settle into it. Lengthen your tailbone. Yes, which means like there's a line of energy moving straight down into the mat. Yeah, if your arms get tired, you put them down for a second, you bring them back up. There's no yoga police. Yeah. Sit deeper. Nice, Lila. Breathe your back arm back a little more. Stay with it. Strong shape in the lower half of your body. Look forward, reach way out and slide your hand to the outside of your foot. Yeah. The outside of foot. Arm to top of thigh, great variation. Hey, listen, you can go low with the block, medium with the block. You could be extra kind and go high with the block. Sophia, make sure you're bending deep into that front leg though. And there's a rotation of your left thigh towards the mirrored wall. Yeah. So your arm and your leg have a marriage. Yeah. Arm straight up, forward. Your left hip grips in. Yeah, your bottom ribs turn, and then you settle into it. Keep breathing. It's back. You're still holding. Stay with it, guys. 3 more breaths. Let the top arm pull you up, warrior 2. Take it to the floor, plank position. Lean on your right hand for your favorite version. Yep, side plank, right side. Yeah, go down to your forearm. You could stagger the feet too. Sometimes it gives it a little bit of support. You could try that. Apu. Take this foot in front and turn it a little bit like it's a warrior 2 foot. Yeah, I like that. Kind of roots you a little more. Top arm can stretch up and forward, tree pose, any variation that you know you can hold. I'd rather you be in a very basic version of this, but be able to hold it. Then go somewhere really deep and really far. Because we're still holding. The people on Zoom were like, I think the camera's frozen. It might have. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. The right foot steps smack in between your hands. The back foot turns from the ground up. We work into triangle right here. Triangle pose. If you know you prefer taking triangle from a standing position, then set it up that way. But from the ground up, your hand pulls up in the front of your shin. or your hand rests on a block to the outside of your right calf, either which way. The back of your palm, the back of your hand could also press, yes, to the instep of the leg. Side ribs stay long. There's a hooking in of those hips. Nice. You don't want to feel like your right arm is supporting the pose, so it's really light. Yeah, there's a soft bend behind that right knee as well. And it almost feels like you're leaning back a tiny bit. Stay with it. You're going to look down. You know where we're going. We're going to step right up into Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. If your hand is on your shin, you're welcome to keep it there for extra challenge and press your hand into your shin. You would want your right arm to stay straight. Allison, try it. So take the right hand and actually press it into the shin. There you go. Side ribs long. You're stepping up into Ardha. Ardha Chandrasana is a balancing pose. There's a hugging in of your right hip and your right foot is to stay forward. Your left arm is straight up. Your left toes are sparked up. Anything that you want to add in this pose to make it work for you. Some of us like going into the bind. Some of us just like staying basic or balancing, or basic balancing. If you fall, it's a good sign. You're testing your limits a little. Nice. If you're kicking, the kick goes behind you, just to remind you. Good. If you added a little bind, just release into regular Ardha. Take a giant step back triangle. Yep. Triangle pose. Pull up on the front of that right shin. Nice work. Side ribs are long. Breathe. Collarbone spreads open. So if your block is nearby, guys, you're going to need it for the other side. Just grab it in your right hand. If you don't need it, then you don't need it. Let your top arm pull you up to standing. So the block's in your right hand and you're just coming up standing. Good. Turn your right toes forward. Turn your left toes out. Switch the block to your left hand. Place it down on the floor and reach out for triangle. It's just a way to get in. Yeah, you're all taking it very seriously. Yeah. If you don't need your block, then you're cool. You just go triangle. We're just not doing a vinyasa. Beth, turn your right toes a little towards the back door, and I think your hip will go. So turn it towards you. There you go. And take your block to the outside of your calf, and that's going to set up the shoulder. There's always a soft little bend behind the knee. I don't know how this feels. I'm right behind you. Take a little bit of a bigger step and see if that kind of makes the pose feel a little, I think it's a game changer. Yeah. Slide the block back an inch, and I think you'll be in good shape. There's a little lean back, guys. Neck is neutral. Good. You're going to look down and step up right here. So if you're close to that little shelf, you may need to step back a little to get up. Yeah, if there's someone nearby, you just kind of work it out. I like the block on the side, that's the highest setting if you're going to use it. Hand can also just stay pressing into the shin to offer a little bit of challenge. Stack it open. So your right hip has to stack over your left hip. Your right toes flex strong. Your right arm grows big. And then you add in from here. If you're content with the pose as is, stay. Focus on the right foot and the right hip, staying forward and gripping in. If you're adding in any bindy stuff or balancing stuff, give it a little whirl. The worst thing that happens is you fall. Yeah. The side ribs turn and the foot kicks behind you. And then in time, you can look up. Couple more. So if you took a little bindy thing, release, and then a giant step back into triangle. See if you can touch down real soft. Triangle pose, triangle pose. Yep. Grab the block in your left hand and then use the strength of your right arm to pull you up to stand. Good. So the arms are straight and the legs are straight. Pivot the left toes forward. Yeah, and you're just going to fold down the center. You can place that block in the center if you need your hands to rest on something. Some of you may not need it. You could just put it to the top of the mat. I just want you to go into this wide separate leg stretching. Dandayamana Bikatapada Paschimottanasana. Yes, I have a horrible memory. For some reason, I remember that one pose's name. It's so bizarre. It's so strange how your brain works. So I figure I should use it or I'm going to lose it. Yeah. Anything you want to do here, you're already upside down because your head is below your heart. So this is an inversion, Pam. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yep. Little twist. Up we go. If you're feeling good, into a little tripod heady, hanging down and just breathing. You're staying for a few more breaths, trying to enjoy. Your knees have a little soft bend if you're just hanging forward. Yeah. Good. If you went up, try and come out slow, okay? Split your legs apart, do it slow, and then you'll lower back down. You'll meet up with all of us. Good. You'll come to the fingertips, long spine. And then I just want you to creep forward, stay low to the ground, pivot your right foot forward so you're in a low lunge. Your back heel lifts up off the ground. You're just in a basic low lunge. You're now pivoting the front edge of the mat. Plant your hands down and step to a plank. When you hit plank position, yeah, drop to your forearms for forearm plank and just hold here for a beat. Yep, forearm plank. So forearm plank can be modified. A lot of us forget about that. You can drop your knees and you can still work your core. Forearm plank. Lengthen your tailbone. Straight line of energy right here. Yeah. Keep looking forward, guys. If your hands are split together, split them apart and one palm at a time, straighten your arms, plank position. Do it slow. When you hit this plank, halfway to a push-up, up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Walk or step your feet there. One last time. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Stand. You're standing on your right leg and you're going to hug your left knee towards your navel. So this entire pose can be done just with a bent leg. You don't have to extend to go the other way. I want everyone on their right leg and then dragging their left knee up. So this is totally acceptable. You can just stay with this, okay? If your balance feels a little wobbly, you just stay. Okay, if you want to move on at this point, you're going to hook the big toe with a peace sign grip. You're going to hook your left big toe with your left index finger and peace sign grip, okay? You can stay here also with a bent leg. Right hand slides to your hip. If you have the range of motion, I'm so jealous. Extend the leg forward. Yeah, extend the leg forward. So the trick is that you want to stand up really tall. So if you're slumping and your alignment gets a little funky, go back to bent knee. The right arm can slide up towards the sky. Yeah. You're standing up really tall. It's a powerful, powerful pose with a lot of pride. So breathe. You're going to keep the leg moving forward. Knee can stay bent and we'll take it into a twist. Okay. So your hand slides to the outside of your left foot. That would be your right hand. Or your right hand just simply slides to the outside of that left thigh, either option. Your left arm peels back. This is called standing, dancing Shiva. So it's just a twist with the standing leg raise. Eventually in time, you can look back into that left hand. Don't rush it. Good. Pull around to center. Your arms stay up, your leg stays lifted. 90-degree angle is probably going to be a little easier, but if it could be straight, that's great. Arms stay up, leg stays lifted. Float to a warrior 3. You could use blocks. Warrior 3. Soften that right knee. Everything is neutral to the ground. Left hand to the floor, right arm peels open. We're going into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. You knew it was coming. Yeah. I like a block up high. Definitely soften behind that right standing leg. Lift from that inner left thigh and stack it open. Essentially, this is just an Ardha with a twist. So Beth, if it's easier, know that you could always take a twisting triangle. So that's just with your legs like this, if that's better for today. See how it feels. It's good to know other options because we get beat up along the way. 2 more. Right hand down, keep the lift of the leg, giant step back into a lunge. Yep, low lunge. Everybody drop their back knee, even if you've been practicing for 72 years. Drop the knee. Rise to supported lunge. Your right knee tracks over right ankle. Your left knee is not jamming into the mat. It's on an angle, guys. Yes, you have a psoas release. Drag your hands to prayer right here. Inhale your breath. Lean out enough that you can hook and twist. Do it this way first. Get into the twist with a long spine. You have a fabulous psoas release. That's the back left thigh getting nice and long and open. If you do nothing else but stay here, this is a fabulous pose. If you'd like to add on, you curl your toes into the mat and the knee will lift up off the ground. No pressure. There's a little lean back. Crown of the head lines up with that back heel. If you have the openness of the arms in your practice, you peel them open. If you're holding your breath, not going to be so good. So tap back into the breath. Here we are. Nice. Grip your right hip in, activate your back leg, twist open. Hands to frame your front foot. Come to the fingertips. Step to the top of the mat. Stay long. Feet hips distance. Hook your big toes at the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Yep. Elbows kind of open towards the side. Good. Let go of your toes. Oh, I think it feels good in here. It's not hot enough. Yeah. Hands to your hips. Rise all the way up to stand. So come up standing and stand for a sec. What just happened? Okay, we're going to do the other side. You're going to stand on your left leg now and hug your right knee in towards the navel. The only thing that's changing is you have the distraction of the music on this side. So see what happens. Hug the knee in. Yep, right knee, you're on your left leg. Grab your big toe. Extend the leg forward. Right arm extends to the left arm, excuse me. If you had your right arm to the sky, it would be very hard. Left arm extends to the sky. So kind of pin this first. Wherever you are, your hip points are forward. You're standing up really tall. Your shoulders are dropping down your back. Your belly is engaged. And then from here, you're going to take it into the twist. So you reach with your left hand for the outside of your right foot or outside of right knee. Knee can stay bent. And then the right arm peels back. Eventually looking into that hand. So keep the integrity and just pull around to center. Arms up, leg up, any amount. Leg can be bent, it can be forward, it can be hovering the ground. You pick. Arms up, belly draws in. Warrior 3. You may need to use a block, the center or 2, to kind of neutralize yourself. Warrior 3, your hands can be anywhere that they're comfortable. Out, hands in prayer. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the flat part of your back, moving into the revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Know that revolved triangle is an option. So square everything off, guys, and lift from your inner thigh. Stack the top arm open if you can. Side ribs long. So what happens in this pose is your back right leg gets a little sad. So lift from your inner thigh and twist open. It was a good time to leave. I don't blame you. Yeah. I'm like, I kind of have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to leave now. Oh my God, I used to do that back in the Bikram days. Yeah. Left hand to the floor. Giant step back, guys. Low lunge. Good time to join. Drop the back knee, everybody, so it's on an angle. Rise on your breath, supported lunge. Drag the hands to prayer. Lean way out. Hook the elbow and twist. Stay with this. This is a great pose. Get in there. Outer part of your left hip has to grip in. If you'd like to add on, the back right knee will lift up off the ground. Yep. Charge it up though. Try not to look back, look sideways or look up. It kind of helps with keeping the length of the spine, I find, and these twisting things. Looks good. Lean back a little more and twist. Hands to frame your front foot. Down dog. Yep, down dog. Roll forward plank. Halfway to a push-up. You got this, guys. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right knee forward, half pigeon. Uh-huh. Half pigeon. If this doesn't work for you, you can go on your back and take a pigeon on your back. Let's dump that. Sometimes this pose is less physical, it's more mental, it's more emotional. Just let your body be whatever it's going to be in the posture and feel. Down dog, switch sides. Left knee forward. If you're on your back, just switch legs. Yeah. Anything that feels good for you to get into it, that's the way. Yeah. And then go for it right here. Use your breath. Let your mind shut off. Good. Nice work, guys. Use the strength of your body. Start to come up. Lean onto the left side of your left hip and bring your right leg around. Lay down like we started with your feet bent like little robot bridge. Now, you can have your blocks nearby. You can have your feet on the blocks. You can have your lower back on the blocks, but set up bridge, okay? Set up a bridge pose. If you choose the feet on the blocks, you need two. So it's kind of like a set of railroad tracks. Fingertips will still skim the backs of your heels. Start with those little row body arms. So when you press down, there's a lift up. And then when you lift up, you can then straighten out your arms and interlace your hands. So bridge. Start with basic bridge pose. Yep. There's like a cupping of the shoulder blades together. Yeah. And you're wrapping your inner thighs down and under. The legs are forward. Good. Exhale the breath lower down. If you're on a block, just stay. Yep, you're welcome to stay. So you're going to repeat again. Second set of what you just did are moving on to full wheel. The full wheel, the arms will go over the top of the head. The palms flip. You have to start with your chin tucked. If this isn't for you, just repeat another one of these variations. Set it up and let's go. Yeah. Feet forward. Yeah, wherever you are is where you are. There's no judgment. Lift up. And then once you get up, then you can let your head and your neck go. Nice work. There's a strong pressing through your hands and your feet. Yeah. There's a strong wrapping of the inner thighs down and under. And there's a powerful lift from the tailbone to the back of your knees. Lift a little higher. Exhale your breath lower down. Good. One more. Why not? I know. You thought I wasn't going to say it. Here we go. If you're on a block, you can straighten your legs out. You can lift your legs up. Okay. Third and final set. Here we go. Let's go for it now. Lift up wherever you are. Just repeating the basic version. You're getting something. Exhale the breath and go. Exhale your breath with control. You come out when you are ready. Once you lower yourself down, remove any objects out from underneath. Give your knees a little squeeze in towards your chest. And then reach for the outer blades of your feet for a happy baby, which just feels kind of nice. Pull the knees down around the rib cage. Lengthen your lower back, your tailbone to the mat. Yeah, and if you can't grab your feet, you can grab behind your thighs. Good, and then hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. And with the legs together, just lift your hips a little to the left and drop your knees together to the right. You can wrap your thigh over for like kind of half eagle-ish movement here. Yeah. So you're just taking a spine twist of some. Good. Roll up to center, whichever way you went. You're just going to go the opposite direction. If your neighbor is now nearby, you can just say hi. Yep. Good. Roll to center. Kind of even it out one last time here. And we're going to find complete rest. Complete rest. For the next minute or two, just find stillness. Complete rest. Exhale the breath. Close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable. Mm-hmm. Take a big breath in. Take a complete exhale breath out. Reach your arms slowly up over the top of the head. If you prefer to finish your practice laying down, then just ignore all of this. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. So when you rock up, guys, roll to your right and then press up to face me. I'm over here in your own way. Yeah. You can be facing any direction. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Sit up nice and tall. And just feel the effects of this morning's practice in your body. You always get something a little different, something a little new. So kind of enjoy that. Hands to prayer. Have some gratitude for yourself. Bow your head for a moment. And then lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Go out there, drink lots of water, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks with a new knee.